Hey, how's it going, everybody? And welcome to another exciting episode of Channel X. Oh, hmm. The only show on Thursdays that starts the weekend early. I am your host, Tom Dog 247. As always, I'm Tom Dog all day and Tom Dog all night. Ooh, baby, all right. So, got a pretty interesting show lined up here today because we got some things to talk about. Some trailers to react to, but you're not gonna see it due to copyright reasons and everything. Um, but we'll talk. We'll briefly talk about them and this week's Mandalorian episode and some more defending on the Little Mermaid. So on this Little Mermaid live action scene movie, and so yeah, a lot of good fun, and then of course our monologue and everything like that. And before we get to it, let's do the shout outs like we do each and every week because they're fun to do, and I love doing them. And I hope you love listening to them too because they're informative and riveting. So, it's a word I haven't. Nobody hardly uses it anymore. Um, Big shout out to Leo and everybody over at the Darkening Podcast Network. Guys are amazing. Guys are awesome, awesome, awesome. And big shout out to them. They tons of shows on there to keep you entertained for weeks and weeks to come. For every single day. And these guys are amazing. Check these guys out. I listen to them and watch them all the time, and they're really great, and I like them. So, um, and yes, Jar Jar, um, is watching. Yes, I will love to be on the show. You know, be come back on the show and everything like that. And real quickly, because they were talking a little bit about wrestling. They were talking a little bit about wrestling, and since I already did some stuff on for WrestleMania and everything with everything that's been going on. Um, I'm debating whether or not to do like like a bonus episode for this month, because or just wait until the end, near the last Saturday of the month as scheduled. So it's iffy right now. So we'll see. Um, if I do throw anything, it'll be while I'm away. Um, we'll see. You know, I have no idea what I'm going to be doing because I still gotta because I'm going to be going on vacation. I'm actually leaving to go on vacation uh, next week. So I mean, I might do a live show or may not. I don't know. Haven't debated. It's like I said, it's kind of iffy because, um, because I want, I still want to do a show. Well, even though I'm on vacation, but like I said, it's iffy at this point. It's iffy, but yeah, we shall see. But um, but real quickly, while I'm talking, well, they mentioned a little something about that. Um, to answer your question, yeah, wrestling is profitable. So I mean, look at it. WWE's been around for how long, and AEW is also profitable, um, because it's still young. It's still a young company. It's been around for a few years now, for several years now. Um, I didn't think that they would still be around after during the pandemic when the pandemic hit, but they found a way to be creative with that and adapt because they saw what WWE was doing and said, hey, we can do the same thing, maybe even better. So it's a and TN, TNA, Impact, whatever you want to call it, they're still around. They're still around in light of all the things that are you know it's still going around. New Japan, um, it has been around the longest, and look how um, profitable that's been over in Japan. So yeah, it's a very profitable market, and especially with WWE, because it's a multi-million-dollar business, and 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 they're able to get all these, if they're able to get all the all this fanfare, and have the celebrities with the in line with WrestleManias. I mean, may not like it, but Logan Paul is a cash grab. you know. Um, but even though he's only doing it for publicity, so you know, that's the only thing. It's like, just like when he does those boxing matches along with his brother, they're they're just doing it for they're just doing it for the publicity and the money because they love the attention. Just saying, you know. So fuck Logan Paul, fuck Jake Paul too. But anyways, but yeah, wrestling is a profitable business, and yeah, in the hands of the right people, the you can you can actually turn it into a global multi-million-dollar business like WWE. You know, you may not like the things that Vince McMahon does, as far as releasing, during his releasing and everything like that, but you will say, but we can all agree that Vince McMahon, he's doing something good if he knows what he's doing. So, but yeah, should he retire? Absolutely. But anyways, this isn't Wrestling Prime. This is Channel X, the only show on Thursdays that starts the weekend early. And I'm still trying to shout out and doing the shout out to the Dorkening. That's how much I love these guys. So, like, I'm just, these guys are amazing. And so if you guys, if anybody from the Dorkening is watching, big shout out, and glad you're watching. Jump in the comment section and say hi. Let us know that you're here. So let us know. Love to hear from you guys. Oh yeah. Um, but it's always really cool. You know, and it's like I'm a Dorkening fan. So I'm a huge fan, and you could be a huge fan too. All, all you that are watching, to check these guys out. They're awesome. You'll love them just as much as I do. And you'll also love Melly Playful over on Melly Playful and Tengu on YouTube. If you love watching people play some video games, then Melly Playful is the one for you. She and Tengu have a lot of fun playing these games, and you'll have a lot of fun watching them play those games. So check them out over on YouTube at Melly Playful and Tengu. And this episode is brought to you by M&J Video Games and Collectibles. Trading your old video games and consoles, from retro video games, accessories, and systems. You can also trade in your DVD box sets and Blu-rays. You can also trade in your sports cards and novelty items, as well as wrestling collectibles and autographed items spanning from sports, wrestling, and actors. And if you have a busted console, um, you know, if your console is in need of repair, regardless if it's in the Switch, the Xbox Series consoles, or the PS5. They will take good care of your consoles, regardless if your console is new or old. They will take really good care of you, especially if you happen to buy the consoles over at DK Oldies. So yeah, but, so yeah, they'll take really good care of you. Um, and you can check out their. They also have a list of events that they got going on too. So if you happen to be in the Southington, Connecticut area, um, whether you're on vacation or just happen to be passing through, stop in, say hello. Who knows? You might even see good old Tom. You might, and you could check out their, and they have a list of events going on as well too. So check them out over on their website at mjvideogames.com. And while you're done shopping for some wonderful um, stuff um, for your collection, why don't you collect some sweets for that sweet tooth that you have? And Hardcore Sweet Bakery is the place for you. Check them out over at hardcoresweetbakery.com for a list of baked goods to enjoy yourself. And then while you're done munching on those baked goodies, you can check out which Dr. Brewing Company to wash those wonderful baked goods down over at. Do they even have a website? Yes, they do. And it's at oh no, they don't. Actually, yeah, they do. Whichdrbrewing.com. Okay. And you can follow them on social media at Facebook and on Instagram. So I just love their juju juice. It's awesome. So, where do we begin with this um, monologue? I don't. Well, we all know that Donald Trump is has been indicted, or as he put it, indicated. No bullshit. He actually said that. I actually want to show you the courtroom sketch, but I can't find it anywhere. Excuse me. As soon as I find it, I'll I'll do a little something for next week because it is pretty damn hilarious. And so yeah, uh, you never know. Um, we'll do something, and we'll poke fun at it like we usually do. And yeah, but the sketch art, the sketch drawing, it was actually hilarious, and I couldn't stop laughing. And especially when I first saw it on Stephen Colbert, it was friggin' hilarious. When I saw it on Stephen Colbert, it was funny. But anyways, yeah, this is actually happening. And, he's the first former president. He's the first you know president, whether he's in office or not. But he thinks he's still in office. But to be the first former president to ever be indicted. He's the first president in history to be indicted as well. Some presidents came close, and we don't want to get into detail, like Nixon and Clinton. But yeah, this is the real deal, and this happened. A lot of people are pissed off about it, especially Marjorie Taylor Greene. Let me tell you something, Marjorie. Nobody asked you. It was like you invited yourself to go into New York, and you chose to go down there, and just. So how do you think that the people are going to react? What did you think? What did you think that the people how were going to react? I mean, so yeah, you want to say that the people there are disgusting and everything like that, and it's like let me tell. So instead of criticizing them about about the people's lifestyle, why don't you be a credit to your you know do something nice, at least for them, set the example and say, hey, listen, Talk to some people in New York and said, Listen, help these people out." But no, you won't do that because you're an entitled Karen who just wants to, um, you know, just you know, stand by your man, Donald Trump, which he'll never do nothing for you because that's just how the way he operates. So, no matter how much you kiss his ass, he's never going to grab your pussy. Just saying. So, so you weren't welcome anywhere. You weren't welcome over there anyways. So stay back, stay in Georgia, stay in the capital and everything like that. Just stay over there. Do your job as as a senator for busy day today. Sorry, but yeah, it's ridiculous. So I mean, like I said, it's 2023. You know, stop with this fucking hate and bullshit. And speaking of hate and bullshit, Kid Rock is another asshole that needs to be put in his place because over this week, um this past week, a video he posted a video on social media about um yeah, we're going to talk about that in a minute. But um but yeah, Kid Rock, he basically let's see if I can find it. I know it's here. Shit, Waffle House is still trending. Wonder who's fighting this time. What is going on there? Chris Pratt is number one trending in entertainment. Guess everybody's finally accepting him as Mario, which that's good. All right, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, here we go. So apparently he's um, boycotting Anheuser Busch because of the recent backlash that he thinks, and because he saw, let's see, let's see, it was a what the hell? Oh, okay, here it is. And you can throw in Travis Tritt on there, or as I like to call him, Travis Twit. Um, boycott want to boycott Anheuser Busch because because of because of a over a because of Bud Light's promotion for for teaming up with trans influencer Dylan Mulvaney. And let me tell you something, okay? Travis, shut the fuck up, okay? Nobody really listens to your songs anymore anyways because you're irrelevant. And I'm sure at one time you were a great country singer, but time to let the new blood step in. Shut the fuck up. Now, Kid Rock, you're a fucking asshole. And you're an ignorant, bigoted, hypocritical son of a bitch. Because a picture is now floating on social media about how in 20 back in 20 years ago and back in 2003 you were actually hanging out with legendary drag queen Wanda. And so, yeah. So, so, yeah. So I saw the video. It's disgusting. And he takes out an Uzi and he goes, you know, he goes to the camera and said, "Grandpa's feeling a little frisky." Creepy as that is, he actually said that. So, and then he takes out an Uzi or whatever the hell that it. I know it's not an one of those AR-15s. Looks like a fucking, like a mini, one of those miniguns, those submachine guns. And so yeah, he unloads a round to the to what looks like, to a few cases of Bud Light, and he only shot the middle, missing all of them. Pretty much missing all of them except for the ones in the middle. And his recoil is fucking horrible. And he's like a fucking dickhead and everything like that. And he's like, fuck, fuck Bud Light, fuck Anheuser Busch, and all that stuff, and everything, and said, "Let me tell you something, Grandpa. You can be frisky all you want, but there's not enough blue pills that can help you fuck Grandma. So you know what? Maybe you're feeling a little frisky. Uncle here is feeling kind of thirsty." Oh yeah, Bud Light, one of the tall ones. Oh yeah, and by the way, look at that. I have a right to bear arms too. Fuck you, Kid Rock. Cheers. Mm. This is good beer. This is really good beer. And you know what? I'm I actually switched to, you know homebrew, local brew and everything, because I actually do prefer IPA. But when it comes to a good cause, as supporting not only the LGBT community but also trans rights as well too, I'm all for it. So this bud's for you. Does it make you mad? Does it make you mad, Kid Rock? It should. It shouldn't. But you're no man. You're a chump. You're a pussy. Okay? You're a fucking sellout. You used to be really big back in the late '90s with your buzz with the bang the bang. Now you're now you're a fucking country hick wannabe redneck motherfucking incest loving hypocrite. So fuck Kid Rock, fuck his music, and you know what? You changed since Joe C died. I'm just letting you know that right now. When Joe C passed away, little Joe C, you changed soon after he passed away. It's no wonder why Uncle Cracker left you. You were this rockin' rapper from Detroit. Now you're just a punk ass sucker from the South. Oh, and on a side note, your music, I mean your CDs and your records and everything makes good clay pigeons. I'm just saying. See, I'm not afraid of you, kid. You ain't no kid. You're a fucking chump. You're a fucking pussy. You want to be you want to be offended that that people want to show pride in their cans. It's like you're that you're that triggered. You're that triggered that you have to use, that you have to that you have to that you have to promote, that you have to shoot up a bunch of cats, and you're not even really a good shot anyways, because look at you. You're like you're making the Star Wars stormtroopers shoot better in comparison. The stormtroopers are laughing at you and said, "Look at this asshole. It's like he can't even shoot all the cans." But a big man with a little gun. Yeah, well, I'm a bigger man with bigger guns. I'm just saying that may be fat, and I don't care. But you know what? They could take you on. I'm not afraid of you, kid. I'm not afraid of you. Whatever the hell your name is, you're no kid. You're not even a man. You're just a punk ass pussy hiding behind a gun because you're too chicken shit. You want to be a big boy. You want to be a big boy with a little pop gun, with a little cat gun. Oh, because you feel offended because of a little endorsement deal that that Dylan Mulvaney got. Ooh, where's your endorsements? There isn't any. There isn't any because of the way I think you and Kanye West will become good friends. I mean, because think about it. He's not, Kanye West is a black white supremacist, and you are a white supremacist. I wonder how you two would feel in a conversation if you two happen to be in the same room together. Wouldn't look at, I don't know how that would turn out, but I think that would be funny as hell. To be honest with you, maybe just sit there and see who throws the first punch first. Let me guess. This is the one that hates the other, probably. And I'll give you the quit, and I'll leave you guessing on as to who. That's right. I got my pride by cozying up to a good Bud Light. Fuck you, kid. That's all I gotta say. Kid Rock can go fuck himself. When Joe C died, Kid Rock died with him. I'm just saying. Just saying, folks. Just saying. I'm just saying. Shout out to O.J. Simpson. But yeah, that's what it is. That is what it is. Why am I drooling? I know I'm a dog, but Jesus Christ. And speaking of dogs, congratulations to the Yukon Huskies on winning the NCAA championship. Congrats are in order. So, can't start the show by saying without mentioning hometown heroes. Love the Huskies. Huskies are dogs. I'm a dog. I know what I like. So, itchy nose. So I'm stressed out. Mainly because of that, because that show was stressing me out. And I had to be careful. I have to be really careful because I don't want to get Bell's palsy again, and I don't want somebody like Kid Rock to be the one responsible for giving me a stroke. Just saying. But I have no ever since I had Bell's palsy, I've been feeling a lot of tingling sensation. I've had Bell's palsy for many years, and for a long time, and I didn't really like it. I did not like it at all, and my whole side of my face was just like, ugh. But yeah, it was horrible. I was in bed rest for a while, and oh, it was like I was glad that it wasn't permanent because I'm glad it didn't stay permanent because if it was, I you know if I didn't go to the hospital sooner, to the emergency room sooner, I probably would have had it there, and I would have been talking like this, you know. But yeah, it was pretty scary. And it was like, especially when the fact I couldn't even really taste anything, and everything I ate or drank was feeling chalky at that time, and I was like, and then one day I was just taking a shower, and I was like, what the hell's going? And I was like, what the hell's going on? And my phone, I was feeling some tingling, it was really bad, and my face was drooping and everything like that, and I was feeling like crap, and I was like, I told my father, and I was like, listen, Dad, you need to take me to the hospital. And he was like, why? And I didn't even answer, and I was like, it was showing my face, and he was like, oh shit, yeah, let's go to the hospital. We got to bring him to the hospital. And then my mom was like, what do you mean going to the hospital? And I showed her, and it's like, oh, so yeah. So, and I went on this I made it into a positive thing, and I made fun of my own condition and everything like that. Because Bell's palsy, I don't want to wish that on anybody except for Kid Rock and Donald Trump and Kanye West. Um, but yeah, it was a really scary sight, and yeah, it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. And you know, and the doctor said, it's like you're lucky that that you were able to get this in time, because if you didn't get this, come see us sooner, you would this would have been permanent. But he did, the doctor did say, after you feel, it's due to a lot of stress. It's pre early stages for into getting a stroke. So um and I'm getting, if you feel like you're getting stressed out or anything like that, be you know be very careful not to get stressed out. And because of that, my my speech has been, not where it is. So when you see me with these delayed pauses, and sometimes the stuttering, not often, but it does, especially when if I'm going, with a lot of Jeff Goldblum ums. That's a result of that too. So with all the stuff that happened to me back then, it was really difficult. And so I do a lot of things to not, I do stuff to focus on not getting stressed out. Um, which means I isolate myself sometimes, or if there's friends, I'll hang out with them, and or I'll just go to karaoke and sing some karaoke. You might hear some a cappella here today. I don't know, because of one of the topics I'm talking about. But yeah, and it's one of those things. So I was like, so the Bell's palsy that I have, it can come back at any time. And sometimes I do feel like it does come back. So I don't know if you can really see that. Um, and like the camera's not even a thing, and you could see, like if I were to smile, you can't really tell. But if I'm just like this, you could tell. You could tell that it's there. But I think a lot of people love it when when stuff happens to me. And I share it with everybody. You know, when it happens to me in a physical matter, whether it's Bell's palsy, whether it's having diabetes or sleep apnea, or examining my colon just to get to the bottom of the problem, or even diabetes or anything like that. I think my bingo card is almost completely full with all this stuff in there. I mean, what's next? Thank God I have no STDs. So you ladies out there, I'm clean. I don't care. My doctor prescribed me that I need to get laid, and Dr. Phil wouldn't lie to me. That's right, I wouldn't. It's like Tom Dog, he needs to get laid. He really does. He's a bright young man at age 44. He needs to go out there and get laid. And no, it's not. My Dr. Phil impression is nothing compared, to the Bill Clinton impression, because I my I love it when I do talk like Bill Clinton, because like, I did not have sexual relation with that woman. I had sexual relations with this woman. So yeah, You're gonna hear another one of my impressions later on, probably. I don't know. Haven't debated yet. All depends on how. It all depends on how plastered I get after drinking this beer. Don't worry, I'm not gonna destroy anything. But anyways, I'm just being the drunk uncle right now. Hey, Kid Rock can be the frisky grandpa all he wants. I don't think Grandma wants to fuck him anyways, even with or without the Viagra. Because I think Grandpa wants to fuck his daughter or his granddaughter, if you catch my meaning. Unless he uses that reference from the Stupids. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. That, and I don't know the whole lyrics on that. I'll have to look them up so I can sing it, and then sing it like Kid Rock. Because I can. That's a good idea. I'm gonna do that. Not now, but maybe for next episode. Sing it like Kid Rock. As soon as I get the lyrics up. Okay. Um, this week's episode of Mandalorian. Good episode. Moving on. Actually, no. Awesome episode. Moving on. Okay. Trailers. Trailer time. Trailer time. We love the trailers, and who else doesn't love trailers? But I love trailers because it gets me excited what movie I want to go see, or at least try to see, if if the price is right. But um, but I do want to go see the Super Mario Brothers movie. That I do want to see. I want to try to see it this weekend if I'm not too busy. But let's see. Blue Beetle. Let's start off with that one. Blue Beetle. That trailer looks really good, and I don't really follow Blue Beetle. I mean, I love I love comic books, and but I'm not like um a big comic book comic book fan. I'm not as big as a comic book fan as some of my friends on the Dorking Podcast Network. I mean, those guys are amazing, but um I did have at one. I have a nice comic book collection, and I will, I'll read them from time to time. I actually like the X-Men versus Avengers series. I know I'm missing a few of them because I know there's like so many of them because they had a big series on them, and it was actually really good. But the ones I have, I read them. I love them, and it's really really cool. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. But one of my other favorite ones that I actually picked up last year, um, during the at M&J Video Games and Collectibles, was a lam was a Superman. It was the only one that they had. It was the Death of Superman, and then the one directly behind it um was in a plastic, was in a you know sealed plastic bag with the Superman logo on it. It was the Return of Superman. which was a continuation of what happened to when Superman passed away. When they did that after he died, and they did a follow up to that, which was the Return of Superman. So so it caught my eye and everything like that, and was like, holy shit! It's like I had to get it, so I got it, and so yeah, the the death of Superman is actually my favorite read and everything, and I don't know if Splash Pages did did a video of that, but um ever did a read on that, but I would, but if they ever do a read or a review of the death of Superman, I would love to be on that panel. I really would, because at the time that it came out, I couldn't find that comic book anywhere. So when I happened to see that particular comic book at M&J, when they moved to their new location in town, I said, you know what? I don't care how much it is. I'm going to pay for it. I'm going to get it. I got it, read it, loved it. So, so yeah, that's my favorite read. And I actually, I didn't, and it was actually one of the most emotional things of that comic book, that, you know, because because I've read some of the Superman comic books before this, because growing up in Waterbury, I I have this barber who has tons and tons of comic books. And as a kid growing up there, while getting my haircut, I would read a lot of comic books in there, and some of them were the Superman comic books, and Plastic Man, and whatever, or Batman, whatever he had. And so yeah, whatever he had, I read. And so I pretty much read some of the Superman comic books back in the day, and they were really cool. And the ones that I read was the one where that Superman was going to die. So when I heard about that, when I heard about that whatever issue was, it's in my drawer there. It's they said, they pretty much spoiled it. They're saying that, yeah, so in this new issue, Superman's going to die, and I was like, what? you know Kid growing up in the '90s, man. And it's like they're finally going to, they're going to kill off, Superman's going to die. And I was like, oh. And it's like, it hurt. It hurt. And I've heard about that, but I wanted to read it. I wanted to read it so I could feel emotional. And the first, so when I read it, last year, I was pretty emotional. I didn't realize how emotional it was until like the very end, when, especially when that one iconic scene where Lois is holding him, and he's all battered up, bruised, and bloodied, and everything like that. He's like in really bad shape, and yeah, it was pretty intense. And Doomsday, you don't want to fuck around with Doomsday, but anyways, I digress and everything. I was like trailing out there, but yeah, Blue Beetle, I'm not familiar with him, but I have heard of him through um through media, and I know that and I have a book where it actually shows the origin of Blue Beetle. He wasn't from the beginning. He wasn't really a DC character. It was from what I understand. And Brandon, if you're watching, you can correct me on this, because I know you will, because you actually did reference it. Because I think you said Carlton Comics. I think you said that, but you're more than welcome to correct me if I'm wrong. So I, I love to be fact checked. I do. But yeah, it was a yeah, that was the origin where Blue Beetle originally came from. So for I guess for whatever happened, I think DC bought the rights to it after that comic book company folded. So um so yeah, it was, and I think they bought that DC bought rights to some others as well too, not just um Blue Beetle, but I think Peacemaker. I think he was also Carlton. I don't know. Like I said, Brandon, you can correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I'm going to be shouting out a lot of guys dorking tonight because I love these guys. See, that's how much I love these guys. But yeah, but nonetheless, it was a really good. Um, so yeah, so the only way I was able to see Blue Beetle was through the animated stuff that they were that DC was throwing out, like Brave and the Bold. I think he was also in Justice League Unlimited at one point. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I forgot because it's been so long since I seen it. I'm gonna binge watch that again. I know he's in. I know Blue Beetle is in Injustice 2, the video game. Um, so yeah, but because I actually like that game. Injustice is a very good video game. I hope they make another one. But where would you go after the second one? That's what I like to know. Maybe so at least we could have He-Man as a fighter, perhaps. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Um, so yeah, makes me interested into seeing, um, you know, learning more about Blue Beetle and its and his origin story. But I know because I know that there's others. There's other versions. So I'm not sure what era they're going with this one. I think it's the more recent era of the Blue Beetle. So yeah, I think, but yeah, nonetheless, it is pretty cool. So yeah. um, then we got to see Barbie, the trailer to Barbie, and there's a lot of um mixed reception. When I saw the teaser trailer, I said, "Oh, great, here we go." And I'm gonna be after watching the trailer that just hit this week. I'm not gonna lie, it actually looks pretty good, especially with how they're going along with this. Um, I guess they're going the route of um like they are action there's the toys, and then eventually they'll wind up in the real world where they're like it's kind of like you know Warner Brothers version of Toy Story, considering the fact how considering the fact on how Toy Story brought Barbie in there, which was a pretty cool move. And let's be realistic. This is Mattel's first movie. On it, this is their first movie. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, wait a minute. What about the Masters of the Universe with Dolph Lundgren? That is a possible. You can say that, but we're not. It's hard to say because I don't know if they mentioned that it's based. They do say that it's based off the characters from Mattel. Um, which yeah, that's but they were more in line with the cartoon. That's why. So yeah, it was. So yeah, it's pretty interesting with that. But with with but with Barbie, I guess technically you can say that this is their first, but it's it's certainly the first in a long time since a Mattel property has been on the big screen. That I will agree with. But as far as that, it's hard to say whether or not. But I know but there is a rumor flying around that there's a He-Man that Warner Brothers is going to be making a He-Man movie live action, and it's not going to be like the one we saw in the '80s with where you had some of the you had He-Man, Tila, Man at Arms, and this elfish wizard who was an Orko. So, but it's a cult classic, and I watch it from time to time if it happens to be on. But yeah, but nonetheless, you know, this Barbie trailer, it was pretty good. It was pretty good, and I thought that this was going to be a kids movie, but it seems to be. But with the jokes and everything, I mean, there's some adult humor in this. Looks like that there's going to be some adult humor, and not only that, John Cena was labeled in the cast. John Cena is going to be in the movie too, but I didn't know who he was because I didn't see him. So, and you don't need to show me where he was, and I'm making a joke because of the whole "you can't see me" reference in the when he's wrestling. But it's a joke. Whenever there's a whenever John Cena pops up on the big screen or in any form of media, we always poke fun. It's kind of a rule that you poke fun at. You poke fun at John Cena with his "you can't see me" gimmick, which goes again to what I said earlier. Wrestling is profitable because if wrestling wasn't profitable, you wouldn't have Hulk Hogan on the big screen. You wouldn't have Dwayne Johnson on the big screen. Certainly wouldn't have John Cena doing Peacemaker. So yeah, wrestling is profitable, folks. Wrestling is profitable. So yes, sir. Um, Oh, what else? What else we have? I think there was one other trailer that I saw. I think. I can't leave here. Actually, yeah, I can. Let's see. Let's see. I'll just look at my likes because I know I saw some trailers. Shit. Oh wait. Here we go. Um. Okay. So the Barbie trailer. Oh yeah. Um. Disney Plus is going to be throwing in throwing in a new Muppets series. This time focusing on the uh, Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem. It's going to be titled The Muppets Mayhem. So that looks pretty good. The teaser trailer showed up on that. I think it's going to be coming out sometime this year too. Um, so yeah, that looks pretty. Oh yeah, How silly of me that I didn't almost forgot this. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. The new trailer was also released this week too, and it looks pretty good. It looks really really good. I'm actually looking forward to that. And so yeah, a lot of good movies. A lot of good movies coming out. Secret Invasion is also coming out, and The Rock actually announced that there's going to be an official live action Moana movie. So he announced that earlier this week. And Secret Invasion, we get a official trailer to that. Looks really good. Um, let's see any other. And the announcement trailer to get to purchase tickets for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 was out. So um, that trailer looked pretty good. Let's see. Oh, that's it. That's pretty much all the trailers that came out so far. So yeah, it looks. So yeah, these movies look really good. Barbie, as I said, it's actually growing on me. Oh yeah, there's a new Superman series coming out. Um, it's going to be on Adult Swim, and it's going to be My Adventures with Superman. The trailer of that looks good. Jack Quaid is going to be voicing Clark Kent. So yeah, it looks really really good. So yeah, a lot of good stuff coming out this year, and I'm actually looking forward to it. So, okay, and one more piece of one more little topic before we call it a night here, and that is regards to the live action Little Mermaid movie. Now, as you all know, and I'm using that cliche, that I always talk about the Little Mermaid live action. Lately, I've been talking a lot about the live action Little Mermaid movie. Excuse me for a second. There we go. Not sure that came on camera, but I hope it did. Hope the mic picked it up. But anyways, um, so yeah, I've been pretty much lately. I've been pretty much defending this live action remake in light not really having a soft spot for um the animated version that Disney threw out. and there's a lot of reasons why. So the newest complaint that that's starting to rear its ugly head into conversation, as I would like to put it, is the fact that they're changing a couple of songs in The Little Mermaid. Two of their popular ones, not Under the Sea, because there are some good there are a few good songs in the Little Mermaid. There's like they're catchy as hell. I mean, Under the Sea is the big one. Um, Kiss the Girl, Poor Unfortunate Souls, and this this chef song where the French chef is trying to kill Sebastian. I mean, that scene is actually and I actually love that. I actually love that song. I actually find myself singing that song. I mean, it's a catchy tune. It is a really catchy tune, but luckily, Under the Sea and that the chef song. It's been a long day. I'm sorry. So Under the Sea is going to be fine. Um, and the chef song, I don't know if they're gonna what they're gonna do with that, but they're gonna excuse me, um, leave that alone as well too. The other two songs, however, "Kiss the Girl" and "Poor Unfortunate Souls," are going to be getting a 2023 upgrade. And by upgrade, that means they're taking some lyrics out, which they're gonna um, beef up they're gonna change the lyrics so that it wouldn't it wouldn't offend anybody. So with "Kiss the Girl," we'll start with "Poor Unfortunate Souls" first. Apparently the problem with that song is that um, what it is that during that time period, men didn't want their women to talk. They, they were supposed to be, you could still have a voice and talk certain things, but they didn't want to be too chatty, too gossipy, or whatever. They just didn't want to be the modern day woman where they could talk. At that time, it was that the men would always speak and the women had to keep quiet, pretty much. And it was at that time it was a male dominated era, which sometimes I question the male dominated era of this time too, because of the fact that men still want to feel like they want to be dominant, especially those alpha male jackoffs. But that's okay. While the alpha males go and hang out at Hooters, I'm fucking their wives. So yeah, or girlfriend, or both. So so yeah, the lyric in question of "Poor Unfortunate Souls." Let's see. Um, which is merely near at the end of the song, near the end of the song, um, where the lyric goes, "The men up there don't like a lot of blabber. They think a girl who gossips is a bore. Yet on land is much preferred for ladies to not say a word. And after all, dear, that what is idle babble for? Come on, they're not all that impressed with conversation. True gentlemen avoid it when they can, but they dote and swoon and fawn on a lady who's withdrawn. It's she who holds her tongue who gets a man." So so yeah, that particular part of the song is is going to be changed, so that it wouldn't make it feel um a male dominated world, because I think in this version of the in this live action remake, she's going to have a little bit more of a um structure, you know, but it will still come to the point where she does lose her voice. So I guess they're going to the part because she's a beautiful, she's a beautiful woman. She's a beautiful mermaid who has a voice of an angel, and she you know and men, it's hypnotizing to the men because they sound so, because of this beautiful voice that this mermaid is and everything. You know, she can't really fall in love with him because she's a mermaid and she's a human, and you know, which should have been like that in the first place, and I would have been fine. But no, they had to go and ruin it by saying that by mentioning that she's 16 years old, and it's like, no, no. So yeah, so yeah, that is a. So I think they're going to take it to another way where, like, if you want this guy, or if you want this guy, you need to get rid of, you need to sacrifice your voice. So, so I think they're going to go with that route, and I don't have a problem with it because yeah, I mean, it's that lyric that I just read, that does seem kind of cruel if you think about it, and especially sung in the wrong, in the wrong hands. And I said this many times when I talked about the, when I defended the song, "Baby It's Cold Outside" back in the in and I put it into a scenario where, yeah, it was pretty funny, but still, but let's read this lyric again, and I'm going to use a voice, and I'm going to use this one of my celebrity voices to prove to you that in the wrong hands it can be very bad. And I have just the one. The men up here, the men up here do not like a lot of blabber. They think a girl who gossips is a bore, especially me. Yet on land it's much preferred for ladies to not say a word. After all, dear, what is idle babble for? Come on, they're not all impressed with conversation. True gentlemen avoid it when they can. but they dote and swoon and fawn on a lady who's withdrawn. It's she who holds her tongue who gets a man. See, if I didn't have that beer, I probably would have said that a little bit better. Would have. But you catch my meaning. So yeah. So yeah, that part of the lyric is going to be changed. Other than that, it'll be fine. Okay, now kiss the girl. So yeah, this one's the more talked about one. Let's see. Let's see. Um, I think. Let's see. Um. Okay. Here we go. Yes, you want her. Look at her. You know you do. Possible she wants you too. There is one way to ask her. It don't take a word, not a single word. Go on and kiss the girl. Like I said, in the wrong hands, it could be really bad. So, Donnie, read that verse. Okay, I'm going to read it. Yes, you want her. Look at her. You know what to do. Possible she wants you to. There is one way to ask her. It don't take a word, not a single word. Go on and grab the pussy. No. Kiss the girl. Kiss the girl. Sha la 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 la. Don't be shy. So yeah, in the wrong hands, it could be very dangerous. It could be very, very dangerous. And yeah. So all right. So I guess that's pretty much all for today. Donald Trump, what are you doing here? Okay, I see that you're wearing your pinstripes, but you're not in jail. Listen, hey, you need to calm down because you're already in a lot of hot water as it is already. You're really in a lot of hot water as it is because you keep talking shit about the grand jury and everything. They're gonna you're gonna be facing some dire consequences. It is not fake news. They said it to you, dipshit. You know what? Get out of here. Get out of here. So, so Donnie Chump, the Hamburglar. So So yeah, those are the lyrics and everything. So yeah, I don't see a problem with them changing the lyrics. With I think the modified lyric, the modded lyrics, I think will do fine. People need to stop being uptight. You know, I mean, at a young age, yeah, we didn't, it didn't bother us because we're at a young age. But let me tell you something. Like I keep saying, this movie is not for you. You're grown ass people. You're grown. It's like think about this. You're bitching and moaning about a kids' film that's not even intended for you, unless you happen to be some little girl who used to watch the Little Mermaid, who watched the Little Mermaid because your parents showed it to you, and now when you found out about this movie, and then you probably want to be upset about it, but those are the demographics that's going to be that would be upset if they saw the animated version before this one. So yeah, but like I said, it's not for you. Okay, this movie is intended for little kids. Okay, yeah, you may have saw the animated version when you're a little kid, and that movie is still there. It's on Disney Plus, and you can watch it at any time that you want. It's not going to ruin your Ariel. Okay, this is a new version of a timeless classic that we love, and now is for a new generation of young girls, of little girls to enjoy this film for a new generation of children. It doesn't matter who plays Ariel. It doesn't matter. And a lot of people are complaining about the color of the hair. The hair is fine. It's still a redhead. It's still a reddish color, just not the red that you saw in the movie, in the animated cartoon. And I think the live action redhead is a lot better. Just saying. And leave certain things out. This movie could be really, really good. But like I said before, take out the age, take away the age, either make her a little bit older, or don't even mention the age at all, saying I'm a woman now, I'm not a little kid, you know, that's fine. You know, it's like I'm grown up. I'm grown up now. I'm not a little girl anymore. That sort of thing. Without even referencing the age, I think they'll be perfect. Just saying, writers. And then you have, the lyrics, which I overlooked, and I don't have. And now that it's brought up, I don't have a problem with however they're gonna how they're gonna change the lyrics. I think that's gonna be fine, and I think from what I understand, there's gonna be some new songs as well too into this movie. I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it. Why? Because I'm a grown ass man that's not really interested in watching a movie that's intended for kids. But I will see it because I like watching stuff that people bullshit about. And yeah, if it sucks, I'll say something. If it doesn't suck, I'll say something too. But until then, I'm not gonna see it in theaters. That's for damn sure. Because I don't have no kids. Okay, so so this is the movie I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna be passing in the theaters, but when it hits Disney Plus, I'm gonna watch it. So yeah, not a big deal. It's not a big deal, folks. This movie's going to be fine. This movie's going to have, this movie's going to do good. It's going to get nominated for some Oscars and everything like that. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. People just want to be uptight and upset about this. Apparently, everybody doesn't have a problem with Melissa McCarthy being on there. So, yeah, that's fine too. So, and you know what's fine? Me calling it a night. And everybody's saying, yay, he's finally leaving after 90 minutes of bullshit. Almost 90 minutes of bullshit. Get it right. I'm looking at the clock. It's an hour and 26 minutes. So yeah. With that being said, I'm gonna call this a night. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Love you all. I really do. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at TomDog247. And if you missed any of tonight's episode, you can check it out as soon as I turn off the camera. Thumbs up the video if you like it. Thumbs down if you don't. Comment down below. From the trailers that I just mentioned, what movies are you excited to which ones are you excited to see? Was Blue Beetle, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Barbie, Blue Beetle, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Let us know in the comments section down below. If you saw Super Mario Brothers movie, what did you think about it? You can also leave that down too without spoiling anything, because I have not yet seen it and I'm going to see it. Just don't spoil anything. Just say it was good or bad. That's all. Nothing. Simple, easy, one word describing the Super Mario Brothers movie without spoiling anything. Just a one word review. Kind of like what I do with the Mandalorian reviews. Like I said, this week's episode was awesome. Ringing dinging that bell so you can stay notified on what I'll be doing next. Support the small streamers like myself by doing the most important thing that you could do to a small streamer like myself, and we will love you forever. A lot of big name streamers, they don't really show their affection when when you support them, but we small streamers, when you support us, we'll support you. And there's only one way you can make that happen, and that is face hug that subscribe button. We will see you all again here next week. Maybe. It's a question mark at this point. So we will see, we may or may not see you next one. I'll keep everybody posted on what I'm going to be doing and everything. That is a definite, because I know I say that, but I might do something before I leave. But either way, we will still have something for next week. So we shall see. Well, but it's not. But it's a debate right now, so I haven't debated yet. That all depends on how fun I'm having on my vacation. So we shall see. But I will say this, until next time. And I really appreciate it. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And until next time, this is Tom Dog saying take care, so long, peace. Love you all.